How's it going? Good day. Having a little smoke session slash chat with the bro. Decent day out here. Very beautiful. Got a buddy on the outside that I would be share that joint with. So some questions came up about my tattoos. So there's gonna be several of these little smoke sessions, chat sessions over many different topics. The next one I think I'm gonna do is more in depth on my military past, just to eliminate naysayers and that whole stolen valor bullshit. But anyhow, today's gonna be a little smoke session. We're gonna talk about my tattoos. Don't know how many I have. But we can start with the left arm because this was pretty much one big piece. All right, so as you can see, we got a little Gerard Butler action, Leonidas, right? Little Queen Xerxes in the future, but she's the Queen of Sparta in this one. It's a 300 sleeve. You got the Immortal there, right? You got some Spartans, right? So I went in when I was in the qualification course for to become an SF Green Beret. I wanted a Spartan theme sleeve. So just for the purposes of Steven Pressfield's book Gates of Fire. It was a great book. It's a great read. I highly suggest it for any combat-minded person. But anyhow, so I wanted to get a Spartan themed sleeve. So basically to symbolize, you know, my old life as a warrior, as a professional warrior. So then move over to what I call my deployment arm. I have my Marine Corps tattoo, right? Devil Dog, which I'm pretty sure the tattoo guy was semi-drunk because it looks like Devil Dew. Get good kicks out of that one. By the way, got that one in 2002, I believe March of 2002, in San Diego when I graduated basic training. Alright, so then we got, let's see, 2010 trip. That was for my 3 Marine Corps deployments, right? So that's what I just symbolize it for now. I've got this one. This is my 2010 trip. It's my first SF deployment with 1st Battalion, 3rd Special Forces Group. Yep, we ended up getting a lot of bad dudes and ended up getting a lot of headshots. So they started calling us zombie, and that's how I got that tattoo. This is for the 2012 trip. It's a Roman Praetorian. It's to remind me that the Praetorians used to protect Caesar, but they also were known to commit like assassinations over important leaders if that leader was kind of deemed to be oppressing the people or you know, just generally being a scumbag. They would end up taking him out. So that's to remind me that how powerful the everyday soldier, whether it be a private, whether it be a sergeant major, how important and how not how important, but how necessary and how much of a game changer one person can be. Alright, so then also for the 2012 trip, I have this Ace of Spades. Okay, there's a long story behind that, but I ended up falling in love with a beautiful Army captain on my 2012 trip, and she gave me an Ace of Spades as I guess a keepsake or whatever to take on missions. Well, the first mission that I went on was to Kajaki Helmand. We ended up in a 3-day firefight there, and I ended up taking a grazing round to the face. Grazing round, or it was splatter from the bullet impacting on something. Either way, from the bullet, it cut my chin, split me open pretty good, and everyone was like, you're pretty lucky to be alive, saying that a bullet grazed me that close to the face. So I carried that Ace of Spades for the rest of that deployment and the next deployment. So that's what that one's for. All right, so moving on. This one is a old motorcycle club that I used to be in. It's a veteran motorcycle club. Yeah, we'll leave that one at that. Let's see. Okay, so here, right? So I was in Special Forces Level 1 Sniper, and this has multiple meanings. So me being an SF sniper, fucking got sniper tattoos, right? Second meaning is that these are directly in between, the center of them are directly in between the second and third intercostal space, meaning the second and third rib, and that's exactly where you poke with a needle D or a needle decompression. Yeah. So if you take a round anywhere between the neck and the abdomen growing area, anywhere in the upper torso. Back in Vietnam, a lot of people died from pressure inside that cavity or collapsed lungs. You can't breathe, you die. And it's a very simple fix that we know now. Unfortunately, we did not know that back then, I don't believe. But yeah, so just in case, I worked with a lot of indigenous forces, and in case I couldn't breathe and couldn't tell them, I could just hand them my needle, point to the exact spot, and I would be reasonably close and be okay. They're also a third reason. So in some other cultures, they get tattoos right in front of their shoulders to signify never bowing to anyone or anything, never submitting, always standing tall. So that's my third, is that I choose not to bow to our social stigmas. I pave my own way, right, wrong, or indifferent, and I go off my own moral compass, and that's led me in a pretty decent direction so far, morally at least. At least as of now. You'll hear many stories. We'll also start a segment called What Would the Bro Do? And I'll give segments that may, or actually they will be true, and I'll give a scenario and what the bro would have done back then, or what the bro did. There was periods of time in my life that I was not that morally high, which I still am not, but I'm definitely striving to be a better person now, where there was a long time that I didn't. So some of these tattoos also have some more negative meanings than others. Anyhow, so moving on to this one. This is also from my old motorcycle club. It says Malnecessary, it means necessary evil. That was to signify the necessary evil in the world that sometimes has to be done to protect one another. Yeah, enough said about that one. The left one, the opposite one, so on my left side is the most recent. Just started another one just like on the right side, except this one is now my new life in yoga, and it's got the hero paintbrush stroke there, meaning a complete cycle of life, dying, being born again, facing obstacles, coming out on the top, succeeding, then eventually dying, and eventually completing that circle again. Also, it's got the Om symbol in the middle. I also have, let's see, my back, which that was my second tattoo. I got that for my Irish and Scottish background, my ethnicity, I guess, if you will. Also, the middle piece, the trifecta there, stands for me now for the mind, body, and spirit. I have two tattoos on the back of my legs here. Yep. So these are my family names. Last name Daniel. My family name, my middle name O'Neill, and both their family crests. And then my personal favorite tattoos of all. Let's see if I can kick these up here for you. Yep, that's right. I do have my feet tattooed with flip-flops on them. Why? Because I don't give a fuck, and I don't like wearing shoes, man. These are TSA certified. I have gone through several airports with these, right? So these are now TSA certified. They weren't happy about the first one, but I talked them into it. They're several restaurants certified as long as they can't catch you. And most people just don't say anything. They kind of look at you as if you may be a little out of your head, or I don't know, maybe they're just kind of confused by the whole thing. But yeah, you will not see me wearing shoes very often. I'm definitely down with the no shoes gig. So anyhow, those are my tattoos, and I hope you like this segment. Subscribe, please. Yeah, and look forward to many, many, many more. The excitement has just begun, I promise. Take it easy, guys, and remember, crazy isn't part-time.